Welcome to How to Turn BFCM shoppers into repeat and loyal customers. I'm Bonnie Pasevich, Director of Product Marketing at Fantastic, and I'm really excited to have with me today Jonathan Roque, Content Marketing Manager at Smile.io, and Tristan Oker, Agency Partnership Sales Manager at ShipperHQ. So we'll quickly do an intro of the companies that we're from. So starting with Fantastic, we're on a mission to give DTC brands superpowers to grow their business. And we have a collection of different apps to help you do this. So the first is UpOrder, which helps you increase repeat customers with emails that you already use, Shopify transactional emails. Think order confirmations, shipping updates, etc. And it enables you to customize templates and include marketing sections like product recommendations, personalized discounts, and branding. The second is CartHook, which helps you increase AOV with post-purchase offers. It shows your customers an offer after they've made a purchase, but before the thank you page. And I'll have images and examples to show you guys this later. And you can personalize these offers based on a variety of criteria, including what's in their cart. And finally, LimeSpot is our newest addition. It's an industry-leading AI engine that delivers real-time personalization at scale. Jonathan, go ahead.
Awesome. So yeah, my name is Jonathan and I'm part of Smile.io. So we enable any e-commerce brand to create a loyalty program within minutes. And some of the amazing merchants that are using us are Polaroid, Tops, Liquid Death, Hush, and so many other brands. We just hit 100,000 merchants in April, which is so exciting to be able to work with them really anywhere.
Awesome.
Cool. And I'm Tristan with ShipperHQ. Essentially, we are the preferred shipping rate management platform for like Adobe Commerce, BigCommerce, and emerging with Shopify. But essentially what we do is give the merchant full control over the shipping portion of the checkout. So that helps with converting more carts through showing delivery dates, reducing the amount of where's my order type calls by providing that information in the checkout, as well as just being able to, our main goal is being able to make sure you're not overcharging or undercharging the customer in the checkout. So, you don't want to scare them off with really high shipping rates, but you also don't want to eat all the shipping costs yourselves. So happy to talk about that here in a little bit and see y'all again here soon.
Great.
Thanks, Bonnie.
So really quickly, this session is being recorded and all the attendees are on mute, but if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A and we will answer them at the end. Yeah, so I'm really excited to dig into today's agenda. How Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holiday season is going to be different this year, some common pitfalls you can avoid, and ways to guarantee success. And we've got some really great examples to share. And then, of course, the Q&A at the end. So to get started, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going to be different this year. There is a lot of uncertainty out there in the market. Inflation is up. We've been reading about how major retailers are scaling back their sales forecasts because of inflation. I think I read that Nordstrom, Macy's, Best Buy, like these big retailers, they all cut their outlooks because of inflation and consumer spending has shifted. And a couple of months ago, we were in a recession and then maybe weren't, so maybe, and logistic challenges, clearly they were very challenging. I think things are getting better, but yeah, just still a lot of uncertainty and a lot of things that impact merchants this year. Jonathan, I think you had one too about brands experimenting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's no secret that a lot of brands or a lot of consumers are going to be cautiously spending during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And so I think this is where loyalty will shine for consumers choosing a brand to shop. But I think also brands are experimenting with the different channels they introduced over the past couple of years, like click and collect, curbside pickup, local delivery, faster shipping times. And I think they're trying to figure out how that fits into their acquisition channel, their strategy, and kind of how their customers are still shopping overall. I think brands are still kind of figuring that out. So I think that's one big difference, different thing that's going to happen this Black Friday, Cyber Monday for sure.
Yeah. And then, but then there are things that we know are certain, which is just consumer behavior has changed. And it is continuing to change. So in that same article that I read about inflation and the big retailers scaling back, however, like retail sales are rising and gas prices are falling. So that's a good sign, meaning that like consumers could be more open to shopping this later half of the year leading up to the holidays. And repeat customers, they've always been really important and vital to businesses. But I think with acquisition costs going up, this is just like, we just need to put a really fine point on how important repeat customers are this holiday season.
I agree. I think there's also going to be a lot more people shopping earlier. Mainly, we saw like Prime Day shopping, and I think there was a lot of Black Friday kind of shopping, holiday shopping going on during this last Prime Day. There's also talks of maybe there's going to be another Prime Day in October. So, all those signs point to earlier shopping. And I agree with it, right? Like, you're not going to wait to do your shopping if it's going to be more expensive for you to purchase something in December than it is right now. So you might as well get ahead of inflation before it keeps going up and your dollar's worth less. So yeah, definitely some certainty there in the uncertain times.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So in this uncertain environment, then, what are some key pitfalls to avoid?
Yeah, so as far as, from our perspective, the shipping part of the checkout is something you definitely don't want to overlook. It's the part right before the customer clicks place order. So having that tight as a drum is going to be absolutely critical this shopping season.
Yeah, and I would say another like big pitfall that we've seen is we call it these deep discounting death, and it's a little bit dramatic, but one thing we're trying to educate brands with is this condition. So, I mean, it's no secret that everybody wants sort of a discount when they're shopping. I think I saw that Google Trends, the people looking for discounts spikes in November and doesn't even reach that during the holiday season. And so these deep discounting, what it does, it damages your brand, because what it does is it conditions your customers to only shop when you offer these big discounts. So for example, if you're offering a 40% off campaign during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're going to condition your customer to only come back to you when you're offering that 40% off or even greater. So they'll hold off to when your next sale is 40% off, or they're like, well, they've done it 40% off. Let's see if they'll go to 50. So it creates this loop of getting customers only when you have that sale. And so you're really sacrificing these short-term revenue for these long-term loss. And then there's some brands who can't even afford to do these big discount items. So that's kind of a big pitfall we've seen. And then another one is just focusing solely on acquisition during this season and not retention. So a lot of brands spend, rightfully so, all this time acquiring customers for Black Friday, but there's really no plan post Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So it's looking at how are you going to engage the customers that you kind of acquired, how are you going to make sure you don't waste that engagement, and then kind of how are you going to get them for a second purchase, even beyond the holiday season and Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, and I'm excited for us to talk about some ways we can do that. Yeah, so what can you do? What can brands do? I think it's really about taking every opportunity you can to convert new customers into loyal ones. And we have some really creative ways you can do that coming up. The reason this is so important, and we've talked about this already, but a couple stats, is that repeat customers are more likely to convert than a first-time shopper. They're going to spend more, and they have a higher likelihood of continuing to come back. So I think that last bullet, after second purchase, they've got a percent chance of coming back. Third purchase is 54% chance, and that chance just keeps going up the more they come back. So there are 3 key opportunities where you can differentiate your experience and create this loyalty.
Oh yeah, I'll be talking about how shipping can be that missing piece to the perfect checkout come this holiday season.
Yeah, and really a big opportunity is that loyalty program, and kind of how brands can set it up to be successful beyond just the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season.
And I'll talk about post-purchase, and post-purchase describes how your customers interact with your brand after they make a purchase, but it can start immediately after. So literally after they put an item in their cart, you can create engaging touch points.
Cool. I'll kick us off. So yeah, when it comes to the cart and checkout, how does shipping actually set the tone for the customer? Well, if you think about it, as a merchant, you've taken all this time to generate marketing. You've had a really great layout in your store. You've optimized it to have customers put things into their cart and they go to check out, and they're kind of let down by only seeing, let's say, like a flat rate option or just free shipping, but no delivery dates, right? What we're seeing is that, mainly based off of how Amazon has conditioned customers, is they're wanting to see delivery dates in the checkout. Not only for just peace of mind and clarity, but also, if you're selling larger ticket items and your customer purchasing that item, you want to make sure that you're going to be home during that time, or somebody's home, especially if they've had any sort of, experience with porch pirates or just a bad shipping experience in the past. So you want to make sure that you're showing those delivery dates in the checkout. This is also where, up to 60% of cart abandonment happens. Super important. It's right before the customer clicks place order. You want to make sure that you're giving your customers what they're asking for. And what we're seeing is that those customers are demanding more options in the checkout. So that means like in-store pickup, or, FedEx hold at location, or UPS access points, express delivery, along with free shipping methods, right? So you want to make sure you're having all these different types of options for your customers so that they can have a plethora of choices in the checkout, and that it makes sense to them so that they can convert more easily, right? Especially for those customers that are on mobile. If they get to the checkout and they're like, well, am I going to be home? If this is going to say 3 to 5 business days, and it's Friday, and then Monday's a holiday, and then I have to, you're doing all this math in your head as a customer, and you're like, well, somebody hits you with a text message, they, go start texting with their friends, and that's it. They abandon your cart, right? You could have made it super easy for them by saying, hey, this is going to get to your doorstep either, this Friday, if it's free, or tomorrow for an extra $10 or something like that, right? And that's where we're seeing the numbers as well. 74% of shoppers believe that, shipping is key to their overall shopping experience. 84% are unlikely to shop with a brand if they're having poor shipping experience. So this is like really your chance to just nail that full customer experience instead of getting them all the way to the checkout and then dropping the ball because you're not offering those shipping methods. In reference to how date and time factors into all of this, what we're seeing is that 92% of online shoppers say that knowing their orders will arrive by the expected delivery date is a key factor in their decision. So showing delivery dates is all but guaranteed to drive that conversion rates, and that's what we're seeing in our data as well. Slide, please, there, Bonnie. And so a quick example of how this has helped a current customer of ours is Tacovas. They're a boot maker here in Austin, Texas. Actually, really cool store. They are down on South Congress, sort of like the shopping district of Austin. If you guys ever come down, check out their store. They're just a great D2C brand. They're one of the early movers in D2C. A little bit about them. They figured out how to make much more affordable, high quality boot. So instead of going out and trying to find a very nice cowboy boot, you're looking at a couple of $1,000s. They were able to go directly to the manufacturer and then sell directly to the consumer and get that number down to around a couple $100s, and they've had a lot of success with it. So super cool brand, great customer of ours. They're on Shopify. The way that we've been able to help them is by saving on labor costs. So we were able to provide them with the dispatch dates that are needed to meet those delivery dates, which has helped with them being able to batch those orders and ship them more efficiently, right? So that's like less demand on resources. You have better, happier customers because they're able to see the delivery dates in their cart. You definitely want to be home when there's, very nice Tacovas box with a, $300-400 pair of boots sitting there on your doorstep. And so that's really helped with conversion rates as well. And slide, please, Bonnie. So in a second here, I'm just going to show you in real time what that checkout looks like for Tacovas. But just a quick rundown on the types of services that they're using from ShipperHQ and how we're helping them kind of fight the big guy, Amazon. Is one, obviously, delivery dates. So that's where we're able to take those delivery dates and show them in the checkout by reaching out to our integrated carriers like FedEx, UPS, USPS, et cetera, and pulling back those real-time rates with real-time delivery date data. And then address type validation. So that's where we can, again, leverage our rating API with UPS and FedEx, which is the carriers they're using, to run a quick check against the type of address the customer has punched in. So for those who don't know, the FedEx and UPS carriers charge a different rate for commercial versus residential locations. And if you're not checking for that in the checkout, then you could be losing up to, $4 or $5 per package. Super easy win, something you can just toggle on with ShipperHQ and start winning back that revenue as well if you are charging for shipping methods in the checkout. This is especially true for, let's say you offer like a free shipping method that's ground, you don't really care, you bundled it into the price of the product, but you also are offering express methods like second day and priority. You want to make sure that you're getting those accurates right because those are very expensive shipping methods. And they can easily, if they're incorrect, scare the customer off from completing the order, or conversely, have you pay more for shipping than the product itself or something like that, right? Rate shopping. So that's where we can take those UPS and FedEx rates and compare them between methods. So let's say you have, all the carriers essentially have like 3 methods, right? It's like slow, medium, fast, standard, second day, priority overnight. And we can take those methods and shop them in the checkout. So we can say like UPS versus FedEx on ground, second day, and priority. And then we can pick the one that's cheapest, merge it into a new shipping method. Let's call it like standard, priority, and express, and then show the cheapest method for each one of those based on where the customer is located. So super helpful in being able to get a cheap rate and convert more with your customers and offer them better selection while also not having you to go and like shop the rate yourself, right? That also comes into the next advanced feature, which is backup carrier rates. So that is, it's pretty typical with merchants to have multiple carriers to have good coverage, but also their rating API goes down every now and then. For instance, USPS had an outage yesterday for like 8 hours. If that happens, you want to have a backup carrier so that your customers can still check out and that you're not hitting an error in the checkout and they're not being allowed to check out because of the carrier API rating is down. And then shipping promotions. So pretty standard. We have a shipping rules generator. You can, for Tacovas, the way they do it is they set up all their promotions at the beginning of the year, like different holidays or Memorial Day, et cetera. And then you can just toggle those on and off throughout the year. And with that, Bonnie, if you can just click play real quick. I'm just going to show you guys what this looks like in real time. So here we are, beautiful Tacova site. Again, this is on Shopify Plus, I believe. They're definitely Shopify Plus customer. And as you can see, selected this boot, putting it in the cart, and then they put in their address, pull back these different rates, and you can see just a couple of different radio buttons, the options that are given there in the checkout for Tacovas. So just want to give you guys a quick rundown of ShipperHQ, kind of how it works and how we were able to help out our good friends over at Tacovas. Thanks, Bonnie.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Tristan. And now we'll go into loyalty programs with Jonathan.
Yeah, awesome. So so Smile really enables any brand to create a loyalty program within minutes. And really, we kind of focus on this panel right here. So this is an example from Jimmy Joy, a health food brand. And this is the panel that pops up when you click on their reward section. And it's easy for anybody to join. They really brand their program really well. And they give, anybody can customize the rewards that they're going to give to their customers. And so just some loyalty programs, so tips sort of is maximizing loyalty points for the customers to lock in for a second purchase. We kind of focus on having, if anybody's offering a loyalty program, to focus on the relationship versus the sale and kind of foster that community that's going to eventually lead to your brand loyalty. And then we're really focusing on having users kind of have campaigns so that customers can redeem on the low season on things beyond, the high, like holiday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. And then another great tip for loyalty programs is a lot of them focus on having an omni-channel commerce and marketing. So what that means is if they're a brick and mortar, they're offering the same loyalty program in store versus and online. So anybody can really sign up and earn points of whether they're shopping in a store or on their e-commerce shop. And then, is a customer able to easily pick up where they left off on a mobile site versus a desktop site? Are they able to kind of check out on these social media platforms now? So really just focusing on omni-channel and just customizing a loyalty program to fit your brand, but then also to kind of cater to your specific customer. And then on the next slide, I have a really awesome example. This is a brand called ECS Coffee. They're a Canadian brand. They have 2 locations. And what they do is they run these double points and double redemption campaigns beyond Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So as you can see, this one was ran during the summer months, typically a low season for retail. And whereas $1 spent equals 1 point usually, what they do is during these couple days is they'll take $1 and they'll match it to 5 points that a customer can earn for every dollar spent. And so what's really awesome is it gets customers to shop to kind of get that incentive of those 5 points that they're able to redeem later on. So they'll run these campaigns so that they can lock customers in with a maximum amount of points and that they're able to come back and spend a second time. And so what they also do a couple weeks after these 5 points campaign, they'll do a double redemption campaign. So whatever they're spending is worth double. And so what's awesome is whether they're spending the points or they're earning points, they're still, whether they're spending points or they're purchasing something, they're earning points. And so it locks them in for a loop and it comes back to a loyalty cycle that really they're able to spend before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then, beyond that. So during these low seasons, and they have a really awesome branded loyalty program. And for them, it works really well because they have these, so they're a coffee brand, but they sell teas, but they also sell coffee gear. And so they can't really offer these, 40% off campaigns, 30% off on these large ticket items like espresso machines or coffee gear. So for them, this is a perfect way to engage customers to come back. Their customers are earning rewards on every purchase, and then it primes them to come back on Black Friday, Cyber Monday for, to spend or to kind of earn more points if they're coming back and just purchasing something. And the cool thing about them is because they have 2 locations in store, customers are able to earn rewards in store and online. So it's this whole omni-channel commerce strategy. And so, yeah, it's really awesome that they reward their customers in such awesome ways, and they're able to do these campaigns multiple times throughout the year. And it gets customers in during these low seasons, like summer months and like the New Year's and things like that.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like there's a lot of different ways you can do loyalty program strategy.
For
Depending
sure,
on what your
yeah.
product mix is, and yeah. Okay, cool. So now I'll talk about post-purchase. So there's multiple touch points. You have post-purchase, you have ones that are on site, And then you have ones that are off-site, which is anything that's not on your store site, like emails. And these include transactional emails, like order confirmation, account transactional emails. And then, of course, it also includes any of your promotional emails. But it's important to think about each customer touch point across your email strategy and optimize it for the most engagement. And even though you may immediately think of your marketing emails or newsletters, there's also a big opportunity with these transactional emails. These emails have some of the highest engagement rates because customers are expecting them. I think their open rates are up to 80% compared to marketing emails, which might be, I think, 20 to 30%. And you can make the most of those interactions by making them on brand and adding product recommendations or discount codes to them. And these are all assets. The transactional emails are all assets you already have that are already going out through Shopify. So it's kind of like half the work is already done. This is an example of an on-site post-purchase offer where a customer gets an offer after checkout, but before the thank you page. And with one click, it adds this offer item to their order and then shows them the thank you page while it doesn't jeopardize the original conversion. You can communicate urgency with a limited time offer. You can add a countdown timer or a different discount, and you have the ability to A/B test offers to understand what shoppers respond to the most. The quote we have here is from a supplement store, and they've seen an amazing conversion on their upsell offers. And because of those additional upsells, they can see an increase in their average order value. And then I have some examples of the transactional emails I was talking about. So order confirmation, shipping updates, those are the most engaged with emails. And it's because customers are excited about what they've purchased and they want to confirm their order information and know when things will arrive. And you can build on this momentum by including product recommendations in those transactional emails based on their customer purchase history to encourage them to come back and buy something else. And another great example of showing a customer you know them well is replenishment emails. So you can see in this example that this brand sells sticky notes and they know their customer, or they know that customers go through those sticky notes like once every 3 months. So they have a timed replenishment reminder email that reminds them to order again and shows other products that go along with it. So you can not only increase the chances of repeat purchase, but also increase AOV again by recommending complementary products. And that takes us to our key takeaways. So really high level, you can drive repeat business and engagement and loyalty by being transparent and showing those delivery date estimates, building a loyalty program, and taking advantage of post-purchase opportunities. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us today. And we are happy to answer any questions you have. I believe these slides and recording will be available afterwards. And we'll give it a second to see if we have any questions. Okay, so we have one on loyalty programs for Jonathan. If I don't currently have a loyalty program, what can I do to start?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say if you don't have a loyalty program, definitely try and experiment with one if that's a possibility. You know, you can set one up within Smile within minutes and really customize it. But if that's not something for your brand that you're looking for right now, I would say something that any e-commerce brand could focus right now is omnichannel. So that's omnichannel commerce, how a customer shops on different platforms, different devices, make sure they're getting that same customer experience. And then omnichannel marketing, are you promoting something in store and online? And again, just focusing on that overall experience that matches online, on social media, in store, brick and mortar, and all of that stuff. So I think that's something any e-commerce brand can really focus on.
Awesome. And the next question we have is, the neighbor's dog decided to start barking at the end, so it's good timing. If I don't have any shipping updates right now, where do I start with that?
Yeah, yeah. If you're not, if you're thinking about showing delivery dates in the checkout, first thing is to kind of look at the carriers you're using and see what options they have available for you. So if you're using, UPS, USPS, FedEx, then get familiar with some of their shipping methods and then see which ones you would want to offer on your site. You could start there and just offer a couple of different shipping methods and then, not show delivery dates if you're just showing one standard rate right now. And then as you get to see, what types of shipping methods customers are displaying, you can start to dive into how am I going to support delivery dates. So you want to make sure that it's absolutely crucial that you can meet those promises in the checkout by meeting the dispatch date that's needed to meet that promise of the delivery date in the checkout. ShipperHQ conveniently provides that for you. So, be a good place to start is to download a trial and start testing on your site.
We have a follow-up question. So someone said, I use Shopify currently and it's set up to show delivery date when the order is processed. How do I change that?
When the order is processed. So that's going to be in the post-purchase software that you have on Shopify. Is that correct? I don't know if I can't really have a conversation through these things, but essentially that's where it's keying off of, right? So it's off the post.
So they said yes.
Yeah. So what that's going to be something that's not leveraging a rating API with one of the carriers. So depending on what carrier you're using, you could leverage their rating API and then pull back delivery dates. So essentially what we're doing when we reach out and pull back those delivery dates is we're saying, hey, from this merchant's warehouse to where the customer is located, how long is it going to take to ship from that point to the end destination? And we take into account, blackout delivery dates, blackout dispatch dates from the carrier, as well as your warehouse. Like if you don't ship out on like Saturday and Sunday, it's pretty typical, or the blackout or the cutoff same day delivery time. So if you're saying, after 12 o'clock, I want to push to the next day, we'll take that into consideration as well as like lead times on products, all that good stuff. So all that needs to go into the calculation in the cart and checkout before the order is placed. And right now what's happening is that you're keying off of when the shipment and the label's been printed and then, being able to provide that to the customer then. So as far as shipping rate management tool, ShipperHQ would be a good start. You could, try a free trial and then feel free to reach out to me if you have any additional questions on getting set up. It's just Tristan@shipperhq.com. Happy to help.
Great. And final question is, what is the easiest post-purchase strategy to get started with? And I can take that one. If you don't mind the dogs barking in the background. I would say the easiest one to get started with would be with CartHook, which is the post-purchase offer that shows up. It takes just a couple of minutes to set up. And honestly, our team has all the best practices of what products to pick and can set up your funnel. And then you can start seeing results right away. And it's been proven to have an impact and show ROI. So I think that's my answer for post-purchase. I see there's another question on shipping rates, but we're up on time. So Tristan's email is up on the screen and he's happy to, I'll pass this question on to him and then he can contact you directly. But yeah, I want to thank everyone so much for participating, and thank you so much, Jonathan and Tristan, for joining us, and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.